The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. I actually feel a lot better than I sound, folks. We're going to have Norm Winsky on at the break at 9:30. He's got some important things to go over, but I wanted to start the show today. This is a chart going back 42 years ago. I want you to just to see what's happening here because we have a absolute similar situation going on. If you notice the far left of this chart, back in 1958, that's when I graduated from high school and I was in college and I did my first trade. But the main thing here is we have this 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 expanding triangle from 1974. This was when the Dow Jones, in 0.5 up here, the Dow got to 1,080. It didn't exceed that for 9 years. It wasn't until 1983 that it finally went above, that level. And of course, it went on to 18,000. But the important thing here is that the pattern is exactly the same as what we have going on. If you look at the swing between 4 and 5, that's exactly what's happened to us in this last swing up in the market. I'm going to show you the Dow to show you how it looks. I mean, it doesn't make any difference whether it's the Dow or the S&P. They're the same. On the bottom part of the graph is the Bradley model and how it worked. Now, it has to be squished up a little bit because we're showing so many years, but that's basically what you're looking at. You got to be really careful in here, folks, because the breadth of the market has been deteriorating really badly, as we've been talking about for quite some time. The patterns here are extremely negative. And so you want to be able to, protect yourself for your 401ks and stuff like that for sure, if you can. Now, I'm going to show you the Bradley model. This is going to be over a 20-some year. Well, let's try that again. I want to show you the Dow Jones on a monthly basis because that's, the longer term that we've been watching here for quite some time. And you'll be able to see that we had to I don't have to worry about Norm. He'll be able to entertain us. He does a great job. He's been scheduled to come on for a while. I actually wouldn't be on today if it weren't for us having Norm as a guest. He's given us some fabulous information, folks, as we all know. And so that's why I really wanted to do the show today. But if we look at this Dow Jones Industrial on a monthly, you can see the ABCD from 2008 into 2015, and that's exactly the same pattern that we had, back in 1974. And I remember these days so well because I was trading so actively then, and I got caught in that crash of October 1974. That was actually a real blessing because that's where I learned the Gartley book and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it was painful on the way down, but it was all right long term. But we got to pay real close attention to what's going on to the market right now. Two people have asked me about the Chinese market, what effect it's going to have. We opened higher on Sunday night by just a few points, and then when China started to sell off, excuse me, our market just literally melted down. I don't know what's going on in China. That market has got so many things that the government can do, just like they do here. But, just look at the charts of what we're watching here. And that's really what you want to be doing, Yes, in December of 1974, very interesting, because in October 1974, we had 6 different conjunctions and oppositions, and then we made a double bottom in December of 1974 with the same number of oppositions and conjunctions. It was really amazing. That was one of the things that got me really heavily involved in astrology was that 1974 bottom, because that was really the best time in the world, to buy stocks. But until didn't understand much of it until many years later, but that's at least neither here nor there. All I know is that pattern that we had in 1974 is exactly like the one we have now 42 years ago. And believe me, you're not going to find that on the internet. I can tell you that right now. That's you just won't find it. It's very hard to find anybody that's even around trading back then. You know, man, 42 years ago, I bet you most of you folks in here were only 5 or 6 years old, you know, probably trading well at that age, but, you know, neither here nor there. So that's what we have going on with these markets right now. With the Dow opening down 300 or so, I don't think we're going to melt down from this level. The reason for that is the bonds are telling us that there's not a lot of fear in the markets. And, you know, who knows? But anyway, we'll see. But we've been rolling over quite easily to tell this, and we've been trying to show you that this is what's happening because it's only a few stocks that have been running the market up. And if we look at this New York Stock Exchange Index, you can see we have the three lower highs coming off of the Fibonacci number from way back in October, and this was as of Monday. And of course, Sunday we've had we've broken down very, very badly these last couple of days, and we're starting to accelerate to the downside, which gives us a lot lower prices on some of these things. We're also seeing the same thing in the Dow Jones Transportations, which is not a surprise to anybody because. Hold just a second here. We want to see what's going on here. We want to put what's going on here with the transportation, so we can take a look at that, and we'll see what's going on, with that one. So we're watching that now. The Dow Jones Utilities they're holding up a little better, mainly because of the interest rate scenario that they have there. But you're looking at another 10% down in the Dow Jones Transportation just based on this. And because we've already taken out the lows of August 24th, and those were the key lows to look at. So you want to be able to see what's going on. So watch that very, very closely, and we'll see what's really happening. Now, those of you, one of the things that we were interested in this week was the fact that the gold market had been following this pattern where it had a really, really tight consolidation range. And as you can see here from the chart from the Friday, that we've had a very similar pattern to what occurred in July. In other words, the market just based for quite a while and then had a $70 rally. Well, we've already got up to the 1090 level today, and that's telling us that we're most probably going to be going higher in gold. The problem is silver. Silver is really acting very, very badly. I mean, it's just barely up on the day at one time today. So it's really a situation where you've got, it's just acting, very, very poorly. So you've got to be really careful, with it. But I still think the gold looks good, okay, over a period of time. But that's neither here nor there. But we want to watch that for sure because it's got a real chance of having a pretty good run here if we can get it above that 1090 level without any trouble at all. That's the way it looks like from the cheap seats.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I want to switch gears now and talk a little bit about the crude oil market. We're making new lows now in crude, down around that 34 and change level per barrel. I've posted the chart of the loonie, which is the Canadian dollar. This is a chart from our good friend Jim Bartolioni, and we've now made that price objective up here at the 140 and change level. We hit that about an hour and a half ago, and we backed off a little bit, but not too much. But I still don't think we can give up on the crude oil. I know it's not a place to buy it right now, but it's getting very, very close, in my opinion. The heating oil and the gasoline have not made new lows as yet, but they're not very far away. Whereas we made new lows in the crude, folks. When everybody is on one side of the market like they are now in the oil market, it's really hard for that market to break down much from here. I mean, I think it could go to 20, but we might have a rally to 50 before we get there. I happened to listen to several of the people on CNBC over the holiday and listening to what they were talking about, and that was the universal trade was to short crude oil. I mean, everybody was on the side of short crude. So whenever I see that, I try to look at things that make me think where I could, possibly go to the other side. And we know that the seasonals on this are very, very strong for a December, January low. Well, the low certainly didn't come in December because we made a lower low here just recently. But I don't think we can quite give it up as of yet. And with the way that this Canadian dollar is acting, that might be a tip-off that maybe, something is happening. We did get a good move in the Australian dollar off of that 786 level that came in at the 73.30 level in the Australian versus the U.S. dollar, and so that's that one has been acting pretty good. Someone's asked a question about the long term in stocks, folks. This stock market looks extremely bearish. I mean, even when we have rallies, what's important here is the rally that we had after we broke Sunday night. We rallied back, if you remember. The market turned around and rallied on Tuesday. Well, the rally that we had on Tuesday, which came into 2016 on the S&P 500, was an exact 382 retracement. And so that's another sign that tells us that this market certainly is not in a bullish mode. And if you look at all of the factors together that we've been trying to show here, it's really an amazing situation that you have that would cause this thing to really move dramatically to the downside. And I think that's what's going on. We know that the correlation that we have, we're going to put that one up again because we've seen that many times before. But I want to put the long-term weekly here on the this is New York Stock Exchange, and here again, you'll be able to see that beautiful ABCD pattern from 2009. That's exactly what happened between 1970 and 1974. And the market gave back more than 50% of its value back in those days. And those were the Nifty 50. They called it the Nifty 50. This was the Polaroid, Kodak, and a whole bunch of others. Of that Nifty 50, I think 10 of them didn't quite make it. Polaroid and Eastman Kodak, neither one of those made it, but there were some others that were out of there too. But this is the same pattern that we're looking at here. I mean, just be real careful. August 24th is the key date to look at, because if we break below that, like we've already done in the transportations, this is going to get really nasty, and it can stay nasty. If you remember, there's 18 months from 2007 into March of 2009, and you don't want to be able to be in there and see what's happening to some of these things. So just keep a good eye on these things, because I don't want you to lose all your 401k market. Remember, the market closed down in 2015. It was it didn't close up, and that's unusual because it's years ending in 5 also usually close higher. Also, pre-election years close higher. Both of those didn't work. And if given the fact that we've had all this quantitative easing and all this other stuff, something's not right. There's trouble in River City, and you can see it in one particular stock that gets more free press than anything else, and that is Apple. I mean, Apple is just really struggling. I mean, it's how can a company that has these great products and $180 billion in cash be going down? You got to ask yourself that question. How can that be? And so that's why I think you've got to pay attention to some of these things, because they're not acting right as far as what the news is, and what supposedly the things are there that make stocks go up and down, like earnings and products, because everybody knows that we have a great situation in the Apple. I mean, my gosh, everybody has one, it seems like, and they certainly have enough cash on hand. So there might be something out there that's not being shown the way that it that it could possibly be. So we'll look at it. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648. The other one that I wanted to mention to you that looks really, really poor, and that is this is the IWM, which is your this chart is not up to date because I didn't have a chance to update it this morning, but we've already gone down below the 786. We've taken that out, and it looks like we're heading down to 98. That's another 12% down, and that's just off this swing. So just be really careful in here on some of these things. That's basically what we'll see what's happening. I personally believe that the quantitative easing is going to be called quantitative diseasing before it's all over, because it just didn't make any sense to me all during the time it was happening. It still doesn't make any sense. So who knows? Well, someone's asked a question about CMG. CMG had a really nice 3-drive pattern down at 480, but it had the whole 480 and it gapped down below that. So that told you it wants to go a whole lot lower. So that's, the bottom line of what we're watching here. So keep in mind that that's what we have, going on. So we'll see what's going on. Okay, we're going to get our gold moving here pretty good. That's good. And silver popped up pretty good too. So we're in the ballpark now with the gold. We get this gold above the 1190 area, we got a real chance of a heck of a move here. And that's what we'd like to, see. We're going to be there pretty quickly, which is good. And then we'll see what the rest of this is going to bring us for today. And hold on one second. I have to do something here. I got to move a stop up in gold just to make sure I don't get whacked if something happens crazy. There we go. Yeah, we're okay now. All right. There's what we have going on. Okay. All right. Now, the next one we want to look at is the Treasury bond market, because I think the next one that's the next big leg to fall will be in the bond market, is my opinion. And we will look at this. By the way, folks, I'm not going to be able to do the show tomorrow if I'm anywhere near like I am now, because this is really, it's really a stressful thing, and I want to get this back on. We'll be right back with Norm Winsky.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and we have our good friend Norm Winsky from Astro Trends on. Norm, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Can you hear me okay, Larry?
I hear you perfectly. You're going to be in charge. I've got your January 6th page 1 up, so fire away.
Very good. Appreciate it. By the way, kudos to you for coming on today, under your condition.
Well, you're that important to me and our folks here at TFNN. You've given us some good calls, but of course, as you know, the first bad one we have your history.
Okay.
All right, buddy, go ahead.
Okay, anyway, just thought I would, since I was on the 23rd and we went over some dates and so forth, just thought I'd follow through for December, what happened there at the end and what was the total picture. I'm going to focus mostly on the stock market and greens today because that's what the planets told me to do, right? I try not to think in this thing, so, that's thinking's dangerous, right?
Amen.
Was that did I get an amen?
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of December, we had a couple dates. Here's how it all came out for December on my stock market. I had these change of trend dates. Have one group that's based on the planets, the stars, astro, and another group based on the Fibonacci cycles model I have. And so here's how it all came out. I go into detail here what happened with each of these dates, but we won't burn up the time that way. So if you want that stuff,
You have plenty of time, Norm. So take your time, my friend.
Alrighty.
You're in control.
I hear you. All right. Yep. Okay. So for the Astro dates, we hit 4 out of 5. That's 80%. And the Fibonacci dates, I hit 5 out of 5 per 100. So we averaged 90% on the 2 sets of dates. Here's the S&P chart here. I mark the chart. That's how I score these. I mark the chart with the forecasted dates where we're at. If we're at here's where we had both the Astro and the Fibonacci lined up for the low of the month. That's LOM, low of the month. There's where the green arrow is, and that was a pretty nice low there. And so that's how we do it. Here's you might know this guy, Larry. He's into stocks. I don't know if you can see that picture or not. Can you see my chart?
Yes, I can.
Okay, just a little joke there, Larry.
Yeah, I understand, Norm. I'm just a little slower than normal today.
Okay. Yep. So that's pretty much the stock market previously. Now here's what's coming up. That's what everybody wants to get to. What's the future hold? And so the reason I asked to come on here the first full week of January because we got, as you know, Larry, we got some big stuff happening with the planets, right? So we have after the night of the 4th. That was that Monday night. We had Mercury in Aquarius turn to retrograde. Let me explain to some of the newbies here. What that is. So there's 2 kinds of things that happen under this category, which the umbrella term is a station point. A station point is that if you were to go out in the night sky every night and plot the planets, it would appear at certain times that the planets appear, there's the key word appear, to stop their motion and then reverse their direction. This is due to the relative motion of the Earth. It's like driving on the highway. You're doing 60, somebody passes you at 70, and you glance out your window, and you might have the impression that if you suspend your logical mind, that you're actually going backwards by 10 miles an hour when your speedometer says you're doing 60. So that's what's happening here. So as the planets are going around the sun at different speeds, there are certain times when it appears that different planets have stopped their motion and reversed the direction. And I have observed that when the planets change direction, the market will often change direction. Over the past 8-9 months now that you and I have been talking on the show here, Larry, we had a couple of great turns off of this sort of thing. This is my favorite thing. I think it's the most simple and powerful thing that I do. So, for example, we had May 19th we had both Mercury go on retrograde, and we had a new moon, which is a rare thing to happen within about 1 day of each other. So that was the high of the year last year.
So we're very thankful for that one for sure. Go ahead, Norm. Continue.
There we go. So Mercury turned retrograde. Not everyone is obviously going to be the high or low of the year, that sort of thing. But these have a high batting average for giving you good turns. So Mercury turned retrograde Monday night. That picture may be a little bit muddled by the fact that tomorrow night, the 7th, Jupiter will also be turning retrograde. Retrograde, by the way, means going backwards. Okay, so these planets are stopping their forward motion, and they're going to turn to go backwards. So there you go. So Jupiter's going to turn retrograde. Mercury doing its thing. Mercury has a close connection to greens, and so keep your eye on that. And also because it's occurring in Aquarius, that would be copper. So there's those markets. And then we have Jupiter coming up, and that's in Virgo, which has a direct connection to soybeans. And so there again, we have an emphasis on a green. And then the stock market is the big basket of everything. So anytime we have any important planetary event happening, that could have some effect on the stock market. So that's what our focus is. Now coming up on into next week. So let me just summarize and not pull it all together here before we jump ahead. So coming up like Friday and into the weekend, I have a big, I think we're going to be looking at a big change in trend window here. And so and we also have a new moon on Saturday. That will be in Capricorn on a short-term basis with the moon and sun getting together in Capricorn. That's how you get a new moon. That could be also if you like to trade coffee, keep your eye on the coffee for that time. And so then moving ahead now, we have another neat thing is when the planets change signs, and by the helio from the point of view of the sun, the Mars will be entering the sign Libra. Libra is associated with sugar and wheat. So that's after the 13th. Next week is that'll be Wednesday night. You get a change in trend possibly watch your sugar stocks and wheat. And then the next 2 days, we have a change in trend, two moderate change in trends right next to each other, kind of creating a bigger change in trend for U.S. stocks, T-bonds, and the dollar. So let's go look at some charts now.
Norm, hold on one second, my friend.
Yes, sir.
We're going to come up to a break here in just a few minutes, so go ahead and get started. But I'll let you know when it comes up.
All right, give me a 10-second warning or something.
Wait a second. We've only got 1 minute to the break, so why don't we take this time to let the folks know how they can reach you. We've also posted it into the den, but those that might be out listening, if you'll give them how to reach you would be a good idea.
Okay, I'll put that on the screen right now.
Okay, but trouble is the people in their car can't see the screen, so you got to tell them.
All righty. So I'm in the USA in Florida, Eastern time, so you can catch me on my landline at 239-594-3939. That's 239-594-3939. You can also call me on Skype at norm.winski. That's norm.winski. And let's see what else. Email. You can email me at nwinski, W-I-N, the Winski part is W-I-N-S-K-I, at mbark, EMBARQ, MAIL.com.
We got a break now. Stay with us, okay?
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
It's true. Life is all about choices. At Everbank, they're making it easy for you to make a smart one with this special cash offer. Open a new yield pledge money market account with funds from another financial institution, or deposit new funds into an existing yield pledge money market account, and you could earn up to a $500 cash reward. And if you're opening a new account, you'll also get their new higher 6-month bonus interest rate, along with their yield pledge promise that ensures your yield will always be in the top 5% of competitive accounts at banks nationwide. Open a new account or add to one. It's your choice. To qualify, you must meet balance and other limited time offer requirements. Go to everbank.com/TFNN for details and deposit options, or speak with one of their banking specialists at 1-855-750-4051 for more information. You must act by December 31st, 2015 to be eligible. Everbank is a member FDIC.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Norm Winsky back on the line. Norm, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's continue on, my friend.
Okay, let's talk about soybeans. I don't know if you've talked about beans lately, Larry, but
We got everybody in the world waiting to get on the wagon here. So it's just a matter of when. So you've got our complete attention. So fire away.
All righty. So I got the soybeans on the screen. And, as I mentioned, Mercury is called the planetary ruler of soybeans. So when it changes direction, that's big for soybeans. Also, the grains tend to be very lunar sensitive, so we want to watch when we get to a new moon or full moon if the market is at an extreme position. Historically, usually when Mercury turns retrograde and you're getting near a new moon, the market is usually at a high, but because these grains are in a kind of a bear market here, we're kind of on the lows. So every now and then, these things, as you know, Larry, these things can flip upside down. So we have to be on guard here. I think the beans are down about 4 cents, what I just looked a little while ago. And so, which is not a big deal, but if you look at the chart here, I've got the chart up now, you can see we're approaching important lows here that occurred back in November. All these grains are scraping bottom here, or breaking, or on the verge of breaking through. Another factor. Go ahead.
You mentioned we have a new moon coming up on next Saturday, right?
This Saturday, this
Saturday. So maybe Monday would be the time to take a look at these if they're, good levels.
Right. And then we have another thing, another planet talking to us with Jupiter in the sign Virgo, which is the ruling sign for soybeans, and that's turning retrograde on Thursday night. So there we go. We have several things all pointing to take a look at soybeans, right? So then later in the month, we have let's see, Helio. Oh yeah, Jupiter, which is in Virgo, Helio, Jupiter in Virgo is going to line up Uranus, so that's a big deal. That's after the close the 21st, and 25th after the close, Mercury in Capricorn will then turn direct. That's the opposite of retrograde. It's going to stop and start going forward. And so there's another point to watch for the grains. Also, I think there's a full moon on the 23rd. So the Saturday, both moons, new moon and full moon, are landing on Saturdays this month. That's the 9th and the 23rd. Also, if you trade that, you were talking about gold and silver earlier, the metals tend to be lunar sensitive also, so keep your eyes on those at the new moon and full moon. Then we have something at the end of the month. Helio, Jupiter in Virgo will be 120 to Pluto in Capricorn. So anyway, there's your grain dates. Keep your eye. I think this is interesting here. If we can hold the support levels here in the next couple days, you could get a rally going for a couple weeks. And but that's it's kind of tricky because that would require all these cycles to kind of flip upside down from their historical usual pattern,
Yeah.
which it does happen every now and then. I remember a few cases where that happened, and you had some sharp rallies.
Norm,
So moving ahead now, I'm sorry.
Do you remember George Baer, the guy up the Egg of Columbus guy?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever do any of the work on the speed of Mercury trading wheat that he was so, hot on? I used to do this many years ago with Twentyman, but I haven't done it for years.
Well, with all due respect to Mr. Baer, I think he had the telescope backwards. You know who lectured on that was your buddy Jim Twentyman. Isn't he a friend of yours?
He's one of my best friends, yes.
There you go. So I saw him at one of the Astro conferences talking about that, and I came to the conclusion after looking at everything, it's like, why not just give people the broad principle rather than looking at one specific thing? Oh, you should look at this and you should look at that. So basically, for grains, you just want to look at when Mercury does any kind of angular shift in angular momentum, which would be a change in speed, a change in whether it's going direct or retrograde, anything Mercury's doing of an exceptional nature. It'll be a time to look at a change in trend in that market.
They have charts on tablets where the Babylonians were planting wheat related to Mercury, as I recall from Andrew Lowe's book on technical history of technical analysis, and that goes back a long ways. That's before our time, the Babylonians.
Yeah, that's even before you and I were around.
Hey Norm,
Okay.
I have a little human interest story. You remember Louise's restaurant? That was started by my grandmother and her sister back in 1932. Well, they had made the restaurant burned down about 7 years ago, but they made these little wood replicas of the restaurant. It's really brought back so many memories. I just like you have memories of Terre Haute. That's one of my more warmer memories was that when I got it, I was thinking of you. I said I should send one of these to Norm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
If we have enough time, I'll tell you a story. You were talking about 74. I was in college then, I was trading the market, but I was in college majoring in economics and finance, and so I could tell you a story about that in a few minutes so we get done. So anyway, here we have the stock market. Now you can see here's a longer term picture over the past little more than a year. And you can see we kind of have a rolling top. Here's a great thing I teach my students when they first starting out. Basic technical analysis. I got this concept going to with my son when he was a Cub Scout, going to the little campgrounds, and if you wanted to get water, there was a pipe sticking out of the ground, So if you didn't happen to bring a cup or something, you wanted to get some water, you turn the pipe on, and what you would do to get water to drink, you would cup your hand and get in the palm of your hand, and then you would drink out of your hand. And then if you want to get so that's accumulation. Okay, so if you look at the shape of your hand when you're accumulating water, that's what you'll see in the chart patterns. And conversely, if you have distribution, what you do is you turn your hand the other way, and then the water dumps out, and then here you have it right here. Here's your distribution pattern where you have a curving top here, right, rounded top.
Well,
so that's why I agree with you, Larry.
Looking at this chart right now, it looks like your green line is pretty lined up with what's happened so far this morning in the S&P, getting down to about 1972. That just about touches your green line perfectly.
That would be on this line here. I did these charts last night, and so the bottom of the channel there would be roughly 1960. Okay, this is on your S&P cash index.
Yes.
Yep.
I see
so
that.
Here's your future dates coming up. We had the 4th, and the 5th, and then we have the big weekend window, which is why why I'm on here talking to you now, Larry.
Yeah.
And then we have the
we're going to have to have to take a break here for a minute, and then we'll come back and finish up the show. Okay.
Okay.
I think we've got keep talking until we get the break. Until I hear the music. Yeah, then I have to.
Mozart.
Yeah, that's right. Figaro's Wedding.
That's it. I played it many times.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite movies, Trading Places. I've seen that thing probably 100 times.
Oh, I was talking about actually playing in a symphony.
Get out of here.
What's that?
You played in a symphony?
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, here's our music right now. Come back with us in a few minutes, okay?
Too many notes.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back. Norm, we've had a request from one of our listeners about natural gas. Do you have anything specifically that they might look at?
Not really. I really don't cover that. I've been for many years trying to figure that one out and haven't figured it out yet.
Welcome to the club.
No, but I tried to connect the whatever market that is with a correlation with some planet or sign, and I haven't found a good connection yet. I do some fractal work.
I understand.
Oh, well. Anyway,
Okay,
if you don't mind, let me
please go ahead.
Finish up on the stock. So this is right, copied and pasted right out of my monthly letter, which I sent out Sunday night, as you know, Larry. And so I mentioned that I have a planetary index, kind of like a Bradley model, which is my own version. And I said the pattern for the regular planetary index model is somewhat similar to December, and that is showing a sharp down move into a low to about the 11th, 12th. That corresponds to, I was looking for the weekend, also have the weekend indication there. So there we go. So so far so good. I think we're going down, right? So there we go.
Yeah, we are.
And so yep, I think that's the 7th, 11th, 12th. Yep. So that's
So what are we looking for a bottom probably on Monday then?
Yeah, could be good possibility.
Okay,
Watch
one
that
other
1160,
question that I
watch
have.
that, watch the
When would you like to come on again as our guest? What do you see that there's a real key date coming up that you might want to?
The pattern for January is the big action here is in the kind of the first part of the month here right now, right about coming up right now, and then right at the end of the month. So you can see that in these astro dates here that I have on the screen now. Have 4, 5, 8 to 11, 19, and then it jumps all the way to the end of the month. So you and I will talk about that off air, right?
Sure.
So here's all the goodies I'm giving away today. I'm crazy. My wife says, "Why do you do that? You're crazy." and so we have. I got you can get my letter for free. Get this month's letter for free, and you get a free class. It's about a 3-hour class. We're going to go through the letter together, and you're going to learn some astro. Going to learn some advanced Fibonacci. Learn some about fractals, how to do fractals. And
that sounds good. Well, this is it. They're telling us that time is up, my friend. So
it's 239-594-3939, or you can find me on Skype.
Thanks a lot, buddy. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, thanks a lot. Great. Appreciate you getting on. Not feeling well.
Bye-bye.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.